Fired up, and you know what else gets me fired up, Jeff Brogue? We have got 2 heat races for the Class 2 Tough to Tame IMCA stock cars about to make their way on the track.
Ready to roll and get qualified for tonight's feature event. Again, 2 qualifying heat races for your stock cars, 7 cars each, 8 laps the distance. Top 5 will have the chance to redraw. Want to welcome everybody out on this beautiful Thursday evening to the 16th annual Slocum 50. Great to have you with us. And just a reminder, if you've not been to a Slocum 50 before, don't forget, and DJ, I'm going to remind you of this as well. Every feature race that we have tonight, all 3 features, on that 5th lap, we want you race fans to stay seated because we still want everybody to be able to see the racing action, but we want that high five, that hand in the air to salute our friend Brent Slocum, who we lost so many years ago to that pit accident over in the back straightaway there. This race night in memory of Brent, just a fantastic guy, DJ. I don't know if you ever got a chance to know him or not, but what a great young man he was.
You know, I remember reading about him a lot, you know, back, it was kind of when Dirt on Dirt, I don't want to say it was first coming around, but a lot of Dirt on Dirt days in the racing papers especially. I did want to remind folks as well, those T-shirts are for sale behind the main grandstands as well. You see many in my travels, Jeff, and I know you do as well. I see a lot of those Slocum 50 shirts and Brent Slocum Foundation shirts. Your opportunity to get one is right here behind the main grandstands.
Absolutely. Make sure when you see those 50-50 tickets on sale, make sure you pick up some of those as well, because all proceeds from that go to the Slocum Foundation.
Awesome.
It'll help out with scholarships for area students. So racing, helping the community loving the racing. We've got it here tonight at 34 Raceway, and we're ready to go with our heat race action here with our stock cars. IMCA Heat lineup number 1 on the pole out of Wapello, Iowa, driving the 21M. That'll be Kirk Kinsley. And to his outside, making the trip down from Columbus Junction, will be the 56A of Austin O'Donnell. Row 2 on the inside, driving that brightly colored car number 28 out of Muscatine, Iowa, is Greg Gill. And to his outside, from Burlington, it'll be the car number 12 of Chad Krogmeyer. Row 3 on the inside, he's the driver to watch here tonight. He's a many-time winner here at 34 Raceway in that 05 car. That is John Oliver Jr. out of West Burlington. To his outside from New London, Iowa, the C4 of Corey Strothman. And rounding out the field, talk dirty to me, that's the 30C of Abe Hulls out of Carthage, Illinois.
3 real good cars starting at the back of this one. I'll put my money on John Oliver Jr., low-hanging fruit.
Well, you know, he just needs to get in the top 5 for the redraw.
Right.
So he might not show you everything he's got here, although right now we've got a couple of them over the top there. Chad Krogmeyer and Greg Gill getting together in that first turn, and it looks like we're going to have to go caution as Greg Gill is still parked up there off the top side of turns 1 and 2. DJ Greg, one of the top street stock racers in the area for many years, has taken some time off, just came back to racing here in the last couple weeks, and has that beautiful number 28 ready to go here again tonight.
And unfortunately, it looks like his heat race is going to come to an early end here, Jeff, so he has fallen back into the pit area, and we will reshuffle the deck here in IMCA Stock Car Heat Race number 1. By the way, talked to Brad Stevens earlier. All-Star qualifiers tonight for both the IMCA Stock Cars and the IMCA Modifieds.
With the $1,000 to win each event, that puts them in the All-Star qualifiers for the Boone Super Nationals. In fact, 34 Raceway's been doing that all season long, paying $1,000 to win the IMCA Modifieds all season, and I believe $750 to win the stock cars every week. Well, you should have seen this place on Saturday night.
I heard 105 cars, right?
105 cars. Dennis Levine with Levine Sanitation let everybody in for free on his dime.
That's awesome.
Get this. So his roof collapsed on his race shop over the winter.
Oh, no.
And so he's had to move all his stuff around, so he hasn't been able to go racing. So just to show you how much it costs to be a race car driver, he took all of the money that he's saved so far by not racing and paid for everybody to get in here.
That's awesome, man. That is quintessential small town grassroots racing at its finest right there. That's
right. Dennis Levine, thank you for doing that Saturday night. Another great crowd here tonight, and we're ready to go racing with heat race number 1 for the Pepsi IMCA stock cars. Kirk Kinsley getting the jump on the field from that pole position. Kirk, a longtime competitor, former track champion down at the Lee County Speedway in Donaldson, now runs exclusively up at the CJ Raceway, as well as coming down here to 34 Raceway from time to time. And he'll lead lap number 1 as John Oliver Jr. quickly up to that second spot in the 05.
I told you, man. I knew John Oliver Jr. already 16 wins on the year, 46 top 10s and 51 races for the veteran out of West Burlington, Iowa in the 05. And he is quickly knocking on the back door of Kinsley up front. By the way, Kinsley, no slouch in that 21. And we've got 2 cars sliding over in turns 3 and 4. They'll both try to gather it back up, and we're going to stay green flag racing for the time being.
Yeah, because I imagine we're doing the one and done.
One and done. Best rule in racing, Jeff.
That's right. You know it. But now Austin O'Donnell's going to kick up some of that infield moisture onto the racetrack, and we had to go caution on it. So you're talking about John Oliver Jr., Dustin, the 2019 All-Iowa Points champion in the stock car division, then went to a modified and was actually one of the top IMCA modified Rookie of the Year competitors nationally that year. He went to a modified. Then he decided I like the stock car better, so he went back to the stock car and currently, as you said, having a great season. He's up there challenging Mike Nichols right now, not only in the All-Iowa points, but also for the IMCA National Stock Car points.
Is that courtesy of PositivelyRacing.com, by the way?
You got it. I wasn't going to do a shameless plug here tonight. I'm glad you took
You deserve a shameless plug. PositivelyRacing.com for all things Iowa and the region, my friends.
Back to green flag racing. 2 laps on the Burlington Pepsi scoreboard. 2 down and 6 to go. And it'll be Kirk Kinsley again leading the field down the back straightaway. John Oliver Jr. riding in that second spot. Corey Strothman, second generation driver out of New London, Iowa, racing in third, followed by Abe Holes and Chad Krogmeyer. And here comes Oliver to make that challenge, DJ.
And I think if I have my IMCA stock car information correct, I think Strothman and Holes are the only drivers to beat John Oliver Jr. here at West Burlington at 34 Raceway in 2024.
See, look at that. You do better research than I do on my home track. Of course, I don't announce here every Saturday night, but I do love coming here. And right now, Oliver is still working the back bumper of that 21M, that Mainzer Racing Team car of Kirk Kinsley. Good battle down the back straightaway as John gives him a little tap on the back bumper, then sets the car down low, and Kinsley's off the pace.
Yeah, Kinsley slowed there at the end of the back straightaway, and we're going to see if he can nurse that ill-handling 21 to the infield and not bring out another caution flag. It's going to give John Oliver the lead out front. Strothman now in second in the C4, and Kinsley sadly is unable to pull the 21M into the infield, and understandably so. You can tell how much rain the area got here. I know that you live just up the road in Mount Pleasant, but you can still see some of the water laying in places in the infield here at 34.
Absolutely, and even though they're telling him on the receiver that he's clear, he just probably didn't feel like he had enough momentum to go down the racetrack and get far enough in the infield, especially with all those great sponsor signs that we have up on the infield here tonight as well.
That's right. Where's your next event with the Sprint Invaders, Jeff?
Well, since we got rained out last night at Tipton, I believe our next event is next Tuesday night, the 16th, up at the Independence Motor Speedway. So we'll look forward to trying to get that one in there, as it's been several years since the Sprint Invaders has been up to Independence. And then an event that sprint car fans will want to circle on their calendar, the Sprint Invaders will run a Tuesday night, July 30th show at the Mountain Dew Bloomfield Speedway in Bloomfield, Iowa. That'll be 2 days preceding the 360 Knoxville Nationals at the Knoxville Raceway. So that could be an interesting field of cars that night at Bloomfield.
I made it to the Sprint Invaders race at Bloomfield at the Davis County Fairgrounds a couple years ago, and was absolutely outstanding race. If my memory serves me correctly, did Chase Randall win that one maybe, or Paul Nizer?
See, here you go again.
I know.
You have the young memory. I have the old memory.
We're back to green flag racing in IMCA stock car heat race number 1. John Oliver Jr., the Pied Piper, at the head of the pack in the 05.
5 laps on the Burlington Pepsi scoreboard, 3 to go here in qualifying heat race number 1. And DJ, all 5 of these cars remaining on the speedway will have that right to redraw. So it'll be interesting to see how they play this one out, as gaining positions, losing positions really doesn't mean anything to you at this point. Yeah,
no IMCA handicaps here this evening as well, which would typically see the high point man start 10th tonight. It's a redraw format for the IMCA stock cars. John Oliver Jr. out front in this one, and this time he is looking at the white flag final time around.
1 to go for Oliver. Corey Strothman second. He has Abe Holes and Chad Krogmeyer chasing him into turn 1 as they battle for that second position. as we look to put the first heat race of the night here in the books at the 16th annual Slocum 50, and taking the win out of West Burlington, Iowa. It's going to be none other than John Oliver Jr. Second will go to Corey Strothman. Third spot to Abe Hulls. Fourth to Chad Krogmeyer. And Austin O'Donnell comes home in fifth.
How about that? I picked the winner of that one.
You did, and and I poo-pooed you a little bit on that when you did it too.
I've already snuck a peek at the lineup for heat race number 2. I think I know who is going to win this one. I might even know who's going to finish second in this one as well.
Okay, well, we'll get that prediction here in just a moment. Oliver Heating and Air, Levine Sanitation, Fenton Sales and Pawn Shop, and Lightning Liquor are the sponsors for the car number 05. Race fans in the stands, how about a nice round of applause for John Oliver Jr. Heat race number 2 over in staging for your stock cars, and they're beginning to roll to the speedway. Starting on the pole of this one out of Martell, Iowa, it'll be the 20V of Dustin Viss. And to his outside, coming up from Fowler, Illinois, in the car number 82, that'll be Pete Stodgel. Row 2 on the inside, making what might be his first ever visit here to 34 Raceway, coming down from Rowley, Iowa, the car number 15 of Norman Chesmore. And to his outside in the 3T from Cedar Rapids, that's Scooter Doolin. Third row on the inside, Kansas native, now calling Altoona, Iowa home, the 35 JW of Casey Woken. And to his outside from Oskaloosa, the 33 of Trenton Witt. And rounding out the field, a driver who you'll find him running a late model once in a while. I've seen him in a modified recently, and now he's got the IMCA stock car, driving that ABS Hydro Excavating sponsored car number 87 out of Knoxville, Illinois, which was, hit by the hurricane last night. That is Blake Woodruff.
I bet he was there. I'll take Dustin. That inside row, keep your eyes on Viss. The 15 of Chesmore had a real strong run at Benton County a couple weeks ago. And, of course, Casey Wokem in the 35 as well. I look for those 3 drivers to make their way to the front. I'll take Viss in the 20V here. All
right. Well, you had a chance to talk to Casey Woken. You said that it's his first time here at 34
First time he's
Raceway.
been here, he told me, yeah. He said, he's run at Marshalltown a couple times this year. Things hadn't gone quite his way up there, so he decided to make the venture over here to West Burlington this evening.
Well, your man Dustin Viss getting the jump on the field as they stacked up a little bit behind Pete Stodgel here on the front straightaway, shaking him up a bit, and it's Scooter Doolin running in that second spot. Trenton Witt working on him in third, Chesmore fourth, and Woken has that fifth and final redraw spot here as we score lap number 1 here in heat race number 2 for the Pepsi IMCA stock cars.
Dustin Viss has split his time in a couple different cars this year, Jeff. Maybe not the season that he's used to having. He's only visited Victory Lane twice this year. And his last win came actually down to Donaldson at Lee County Speedway last month. He got a win at Maquoketa last month as well. Normally, Dustin Viss has racked up double digits wins so far this year. Not quite able to do so, but if he stays out front in this one, he will find himself in the redraw.
Well, you recall that year after he won at Bristol, he came back to the Midwest, and he was basically unbeatable for about the first 3 months of the season.
That's right.
And then I think he just kind of stopped racing for a while. Might have gotten upside down and tore up a race car a little bit, and that kind of set him back. But yeah, he was unstoppable. We got one around in turns 1 and 2, and we also have Casey Woken headed to the pit area with a smoking motor. So that might be a tough night for him in that 35 JW in that first visit here to 34 Raceway.
So we will get him pointed back in the right direction.
We'll see.
I think it's Scooter Doolin.
Scooter?
The 3, yeah. Regular at the Independence Motor Speedway.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think he runs over at Maquoketa some
He does,
as well.
he does run Maquoketa. Of course, Indy not running every single week now this year as well. We'll take a look at the FloRacing instant replay and see exactly what happened. And, that might be the reason that you see a little bit of smoke coming out from Woken's number 35.
That's right. Scooter let up a little bit. Casey didn't as they headed into the turn. So good job on the replay, folks. And this is really nice. I could get spoiled doing this,
You mean you don't have this with the Sprint Invaders? You don't have a TV screen to look at?
I have Bill Wright, who supplies me notes on each race night, bless his heart. He does most of my research for me, and then he's a great announcer as well, as you know, and probably knows more about open wheel racing than anybody I know. I'd have to, maybe let you challenge him on that because already you're impressing me here this evening.
You know me, I'm an IMCA stock car nerd.
Yes, you are. 3 laps down, 5 to go. See, my math's even slipping as we go back to racing here in heat race number 2.
Well, you only got half a finger on that one hand, too. So.
Dustin
Norman
Viss.
Chesmore going down to the inside there in the 15 and take that third spot away here in heat race number 2 for the IMCA stock cars. It's still Dustin Viss out front in this one, Jeff, and just behind him, Trenton Witt looking good in the 33.
Yeah, I want to talk about Witt for a second. You know, he was a big-time winner on the figure 8 tracks around southeast Iowa, running Barn City and Sigourney and some of those tracks, and then made the move up to the stock car division recently.
Yeah, he's only run stock cars a handful of times this year, I believe. Just 3 or 4 times. This might only be about his 4th or 5th time out. Good battle there for the 3rd spot as well, as Woodruff looking down to the inside of Chesmore.
And Scooter Doolin has raced his way back into the 5th spot, so he's back into a redraw position, dropping Pete Stodgel back to 6th as Dustin Viss continues to lead the way, driving that ICE's Fabrication and Parts sponsored car number 20V.
Dustin Viss, almost as long as I've ever seen him race, number on the quarter panel. We never really know what color the car is going to be, but always has the 20V on the quarter panel of his entries. They're coming around this time to the white flag. Final time around for the Martell, Iowa driver, Dustin Viss.
And his sponsors have to love that, because when he puts the number on the quarter panel, he uses the whole door.
That ICE's Fabrication.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
And he's going to bring it home for heat race number 2 to take the win out of Martell, Iowa. It'll be the 20V of Dustin Viss. 2nd spot will go to Trenton Witt. Good battle for 3rd as Chesmore goes up and shuts the door on Blake Woodruff. He'll take 4th, and Scooter Doolin will pick up that 5th and final redraw spot. So that'll wrap up our qualifying heat races for your Pepsi IMCA stock cars. Race fans, how about a nice round of applause for second heat race winner out of Martell, Iowa, the car number 20V of Dustin Viss. I'll step aside, let James slide back in, as I believe
late models.
Late models are up next.
Oh, I had my IMCA modified lineup ready. I was about ready to talk about what a great race we was going to have in Heat 1 between Chris Zog, Jaden Fuller, and Austin Becerra. We'll save that. We'll save that, though. And James, welcome back. We have got the first heat race. This will be Penske Shocks heat race number 1 for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. James, your notes, the air conditioner up there is blowing your notes all over.
That doesn't bother me. Where's Rigsby at? He's the stunt car, Thunder car expert, right?
Yes, he is. Thunder cars. He's the Thunder car expert. That's right.
If he was here tonight, he'd add some money to the purse, wouldn't he? Like he did that one night at Bubba's.
Down at Ocala, yes. Yeah. That's exactly right.
You got a lineup. Are you good to go?
I am ready. I had fun watching IMCA
They put on, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, we had fun at I-80, didn't we? Was you with me when we were calling the action there with...
I was not, no.
Yeah.
That was Bob, yeah.
That was Bob Dillner.
You did not have me there, unfortunately. But look forward.
We're going to be at Eagle. It's just going to be just as hot Monday, so we're looking forward to that, right?
Eagle.
That's
right. Here we go.
Let's go.
Penske Shocks, heat race number 1, pulling on the track. 8 laps, top 4 transfer. Your pole sitter will be tonight's all-star performance. Fast qualifier out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, in the Ken and Beth Roberts Racing 58. That's Garrett Alberson on his outside, and that Mark Richards Racing Rocket 1 out of Watertown, New York, a former Lucas Oil winner here at 34, T-Mac Tim McCready.
McCready right now 4th in the points. Inside row 2 will be Dalton Wilson, the winner of the final East Bay Winter Nationals back in February. Don't forget the grand finale coming up in October, $50K to win. He's out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, the James Radcliffe 18D. And Ricky Thorne Jr., he's in the Kohler Motorsports 20RT Longhorn, current Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader out of Martinsville, Indiana.
Rick Boom Briggs out of Bear Lake, Pennsylvania will go from the inside of row number 3, and he'll be flanked by the Edina, Missouri driver of the number 50. That is Caden Klatt.
And your final row is the current O'Reilly Auto Parts top rookie. That'll be Clay Harris. He's out of Jupiter, Florida, the Ken Harris number 6 car. And outside the veteran, Gary Webb, looking for his first start at the Lucas Oil Series since Dubuque, Iowa in 2006. He's a 2-time UMP dirt car champion. He won the very first 2 UMP titles, 84 and 85. 75 years old in his 53rd year of racing.
Well, Ben Shelton, you're joining us down there from the infield all night long, and we see the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series cars rolling the inside of this racetrack in just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think guys really got down there much during dirt draft. Hot laps, still a little bit slimy. So they're trying to roll it in to make sure they keep this racetrack widened out. And as you said, DJ, it was not by all accounts. I mean, it was only about 80 degrees here today, but the humidity was in the 80 to 90% range. So it's been very hot and humid today, trying to make this racetrack stays widened out and it doesn't become dominant in one place over another. And guys, just like that, they have turned out the lights. The Brandon Ford pace truck will pull to the infield, and Penske Shock's Heat 1 will come to the green flag out of turn 4 in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone.
What a night this is going to be, right? All the talk this week, Hudson O'Neal, Ricky Thornton Jr., but Tim McCready looking for his first win for Rocket 1. He has climbed from 9th to 4th in the points. We know the story with Garrett Alberson.
You read my mind, my friend. You read my mind. Penske Shock's Heat 1 will fire this time in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone. 8 laps, top 4 transfer. Garrett Alberson and Tim McCready bring him to the green.
And the winner star of the Victory Fuel Pole of the 50-lap Slocum 50 here tonight. McCready, the Valvoline number 1 out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. He and Tyler Carpet had a great battle Saturday night in Muskie as they come out of turn number 4. McCready with the lead up top, down the main straightaway. Good battle there side by side for third into turn 1, Dustin.
In lap number 1, Tim McCready is your race leader. Second spot belongs to Garrett Alberson. Wheel to wheel momentarily for the third spot. Now Ricky Thornton Jr. is going to he was going to take that spot. Now Dalton Wilson going to drive underneath him in the James Ratliff Racing 18B.
Sporting that Midwest Sheep and Loin spoiler. Out of turn number 2, Ricky Thornton Jr. 11 wins this year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. In his career, 39 of them, looking for win number 40 tonight. But right now, Tim McCready, who has 1 win this season, of course, that was that dominating performance at Alltech in the Paylor Motorsports 39. But right now, looking for his first win in Rocket 1. He would start on the pole here tonight if he could come with a victory here in this heat number 1, Dustin.
Yeah, Garrett Alberson's kind of got his feet underneath him just a little bit better as he's trying to close back in on your race leader, Rocket 1 behind them. Still a good battle for that third position as Dalton Wilson, since he worked his way around Ricky Thornton Jr. earlier, has maintained that third spot. There's a look at that battle between Ricky Thornton Jr. and the 20RT and the 18D of Dalton Wilson.
McCready out of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. McCready 37 career wins of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. That's right now 7th all time. Thornton has gotten past him this year here in 2024. Thornton way out wide off of turn 4, and they touch. Man, that was close. Wilson and Thornton going at it side by side at turn 2, DJ.
That is a good battle for the third spot, and that happens nearly half a straightaway behind your second place car, Garrett Alberson. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, white flag is out. Barron's Performance, 1 to go for your race leader, Tim McCready.
What about Boom Briggs? Here comes Boom Briggs trying to get that 4th and final spot here in Penske Shock's Heat number 1. Right now, it's going to be McCready good, pending the UNO8 scales. Albertson second. Third looks to be Wilson. Here comes Boom for 4th.
At the line, it's going to be Wilson third. Thornton Jr. will hang on for the 4th and final transfer spot with Boom Briggs. Finishing 5th, Clay Harris 6th, Caden Klatt will finish in position number 7, and Gary Webb crosses the stripe in 8th. So finishing in 4th, Ricky Thornton Jr., 3rd, Dalton Wilson, 2nd is going to be Garrett Alberson, and the winner of Penske Shock's Heat 1 in the Valvoline, Swaybert Calf Ranches, Petroff Towing, Performance Grading, Ace Metalworks, Gunners Honey, Durham Rocket. It's going to be T-Mac Tim McCready. So Tim McCready will make his way to the scale area. Ben will grab a word with him momentarily. James, we're going to go ahead and give the starting lineup for Summit Racing Heat 2. Once again, it'll be 8 laps at distance. Top 4 will transfer. And here's a look at your starting lineup for Summit Heat 2.
On the pole will be the 29. He's out of Davenport, Iowa. First time with the Lucas Oil Series in 2024. That is Spencer Dirksen on the outside. 4-time series champion, 40 career wins. By the way, this is his first race since June the 7th when he ran second at an MLR race. That's the Hurricane Earl Pearson Jr. in the Jason Round entry.
In just a second appearance here, Mike Marlar will start inside row 2. He's out of Winfield, Tennessee in that Skyline Motorsports entry. And on his outside, in the Dutch Star Motorsports 7 out of Georgetown, Delaware, that is Ross Robinson.
Brendan Smith and his father's 17 SS out of Dade City, Florida, currently 3rd in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase. And Jimmy Owens on the outside, 82 career wins in car number 20.
And your final 2 starters, Jay Johnson in 93, Ricky Frank in 33. We'll send it down to Ben Shelton, who's got Tim McCready.
Tim McCready wins Penske Shock's Heat 1. Tim, man, I tell you what, I feel like he used every inch of this racetrack. Where did this Rocket 1 car feel the best?
I mean, it felt really good. I just kind of need to cut the center just a touch better because I I'd lose the nose. So I thought if I can get in there and bend it wide enough and get Diamond in the corner, it's probably the best. You know, just want to thanks to Valvoline, Seabart Calf Ranches, Performance Grading, Gunther's Honey, all these guys, Petroff Towing, Franklin Engineering, Ace Metalworks, Fox Shocks, and obviously this motor. I said before, this Durham motor, man, it jumps when it goes. And Mark Richards, Steve Baker, and Rocket One, and we're getting the heat races down. We got to work on the race. Hopefully, we can bring one home.
Tim is going to get his first Victory Fuel Pole Award of 2024. Tim McCready wins Penske Shocks Heat 1, guys. That was his 6th Simpson Race Products Heat win of the year, and this could be the night that he goes to victory lane for the first time with Rocket One Racing.
Very good. Thank you very much, Ben. How about that?
It has been mentioned.
He did not use the word scotch as he's done in the past. Remember how you could scotch the corner?
Scotch up a little bit.
Scotch
I was
up a little bit.
always more of a duct tape guy myself.
I thought Ben was going to say he was more of a bourbon guy.
Well, Mike Marlar was
Yes.
Mike Marlar was scheduled to go on the pole. Of course, the penalty for the droop infraction, so he goes back a row. So Spencer Dirks on the pole in the 29. And again, the winner of this race starts inside row 2. Summit Racing Equipment, heat number 2 at the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. 31 entrants here tonight at 34 Raceway. At the Nutrien Solution Start Zone, Dustin Jarrett, it's Spencer Dirks and 4-time champion Earl Pearson Jr.
And Spencer Dirks gets a good jump in Summit Racing Equipment. Heat number 2 is a stack up nearly 3 wide for the second spot. Look at the run. EPJ gets down the back straightaway, and here comes Ross Robinson as well. They fan out behind them. There's Jimmy Owens trying to work his way by the 157 of Mike Marlar. Spencer Dirks going to lead at the end of lap number 1, James.
Yeah, looking for his first heat race win, I believe, ever in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Down the back straightaway, EPJ back with us here tonight. He'll be with us on Saturday night, of course, at the Diamond of Dirt Tracks, the Diamond Nationals. Marlar, hang on, Mike. He almost brushed the wall. Here comes Owens on the bottom. So 2 drivers who've combined for 8 national titles in the Lucas Oil Series. 2 good friends, the Tennessee drivers, down the back straightaway. Owens and Marlar go side by side into turn 3.
That is the battle for the final transfer position, as one of those drivers may be 1 spot out, one of those drivers may be 1 spot in the good, and they're both closing in on the 7 of Ross Robinson. 3rd, 4th, and 5th on your screen in this one. It's Robinson in the 7. Here comes Marlar in the 157, and he had to back off of it to keep from getting in.
He had to hit the brakes, so Owens will get back around him. And here comes Brandon Smith, the 17 SS into turn 1. Again, the top 4 advance. The winner starts inside row 2. It's Spencer Dirks down the back straightaway in 29. How about this? Brendan Smith in the 17 SS. Now up to 5th. Here comes EPJ into turn 1, Dustin, as the laps wind down.
Yep, back up at the front of the field. Earl Pearson Jr. is reeled back in. Your race leader, Spencer Dirks. Dirks has turned some laps in both the late model and the IMCA modified this season. He slips up coming off corner number 4. He makes contact with Pearson. Pearson is going to work by and go to the lead. Here comes Dirks back down to the inside.
We've had 12 different winners this year. Pearson looking for his first win. 40 career wins. That is 5th all-time in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Off at turn 4. Here comes Ross Robinson on the bottom. Dirks has lost grip off at turn 4. Robinson is there. And here comes Jimmy Owens in 20, Dustin, at the Barron's Performance. 1 lap to go.
Indeed it is. There's the width between the gap between 1st and 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as they come off corner number 4. It's going to be Earl Pearson Jr. winning Summit. Heat number 2, Spencer Dirks 2nd. Jimmy Owens will grab the 3rd spot with that 4th and final transfer position belonging to the 7 of Ross Robinson. They're followed by Mike Marlar, Brendan Smith, and Jay Johnson. So 4th goes to Robinson, 3rd to Owens, 2nd to Dirks, and the winner of Summit Heat number 2 is going to be the driver out of Jacksonville, Florida, the Jason Rowan Motorsports, Tickler, Wrecking and Crane, Lucas Oil, Etzberger Trucking, C&D Bonding, Sunoco Race Fuels, Clements Powered, BMF Race Car. How about it for the Hurricane, Earl Pearson Jr.? Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3 will be rolling on the speedway momentarily. James, here's the starting lineup. Again, 8 laps in distance. Top 4 transfer to the A-Main. Your pole sitter, the Double Down Motorsports 99, is going to be Devin Moran. And on his outside, in the SSI Motorsports 71, it's going to be the New Deal Hudson O'Neal.
The driver currently 2nd, DJ in the O'Reilly Auto Parts rookie there, Chase. It'll be the 7T out of Hindman, Pennsylvania. It'll be Drake Trappin on the outside. The veteran, Peoria, Arizona, the home of Steve Stoltz in 78. 38.
Defending O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year winner, Max Blair, and that Centerline Motorsports. Brad Spoch has 111 on his outside. Out of Columbus Junction, Iowa, in the 42, that is Jonathan Houston.
Corey Lawler starts inside row 4. He's out of Hanover, PA. He's fourth in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase for 2024. And on the outside, former Sunoco American Late Model Series champion. First visit with us at the Lucas Oil Series this year, the veteran out of Sheffield, Illinois in 21B, Rich Bell.
That'll be the starting lineup for Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3. Ben Shelton has caught up with the winner of Summit Racing Equipment Heat 2.
Earl Pearson, a winner back here in 2010. You had some of the old magic tonight. You had to bide your time there. What was the key to getting the lead and ultimately the heat race win?
Well, it's a little bit slimy around the bottom right now. I'm sure that's going to go away here for this feature. Track's in really good shape other than that right now, but just want to say hey, everybody back home, pulling for us, and we'll start third tonight and see what we can do in 50 laps here. But as far as Lucas and Oil, Sunoco, Jason Round, all the crew guys doing an outstanding job, we're going to give it hell.
Earl, you got one of my favorite helmets. Show it to the camera tonight. You got Dad riding along with you tonight as he's got Earl Pearson Sr. on the helmet. I love it. And Earl Pearson Jr., I don't care who you are. We're not supposed to play favorites. Anytime you get to interview Earl, it's a good night.
And right off the beach and babysitting, right, for the last few months, right? He has not run since June the 7th.
He multitask, man.
He does it all. Glad to have him back with us. And he will start third here tonight.
Panama Earl.
Panama Pearson.
That's right, Panama Pearson.
Oh, man. Earnhardt Technologies Heat Race number 3. The winner of this one starts on the outside front row of the 16th annual Slocum 50. It's going to be Devin Moran on the pole, Hudson O'Neal on the outside. The Brandon Ford pace truck makes the hard left-hand turn to the infield, and they're going to go green flag racing this time in the Nutrien Ag Solutions starting zone. Moran in 99, O'Neal in 71. Green flag is out. Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3 is underway.
Moran got his 4th series win of the year last Saturday night in Muskie. O'Neal has 3 wins this year. He'll diamond it off. He'll curve to the bottom, down the back straightaway. O'Neal on the bottom of Moran. Both are third generation drivers, right?
Yes.
Now the turn number 4, but here comes Drake Troutman. He's a third generation driver to turn 1. In on O'Neal, he's second in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase. And Devin Moran picking up where he left off at Muskie on Saturday night, Dustin.
4th place, Max Blair, also a third generation driver. All third generation drivers all the time. That's a great battle for the second spot. Oh, and they make contact at the flag stand. O'Neal is able to keep it under him somehow. I thought for sure the 71 was going to careen into the outside wall.
Troutman back. He's got plenty of time. Again, Max Blair runs in 4. Stoltz is 5th. Here comes Troutman to the outside. Moran will drift up the track into 1. It's now Devin Moran. Good lead coming off of turn 2. In the Big River Steel Lazy Days RV C&W trucking entry. Troutman another run on O'Neal into turn 3.
That's the battle for second on your screen as Hudson O'Neal has it. Drake Troutman wants it. Troutman is very good on the high side of the speedway, especially down in turns 3 and 4 as he tries to get another run on Hudson O'Neal down the back straightaway. He'll stay high in turns 3 and 4. This all happens well behind your race leader, Devin Moran, as they come by this time. It's still O'Neal second.
Yeah, Troutman trying for that crossover to turn number 1. Again, this is for the outside of the front row. We know one thing. It's going to be Tim McCready on the Victory Fuel pole. Troutman's going to try it again. Here comes Max Blair. Third Saturday night in Muskie. As O'Neal gets a little bit sideways, and O'Neal by half a car length, or a car length rather, into turn 1. Here comes Troutman again. Great battle for second down the back straightaway.
Thought you were going to say half a cat's whisker there.
As we head to the Barrett's performance. 1 lap to go, Dustin Jarrett.
White flag out, final time around for your race leader, Devin Moran, as we double it up for you at home. Your leader on the left side of the screen. That battle for second on the right side of your screen. Devin Moran with a 2.8 second advantage coming off turn 4. He's going to get the win here in Earnhardt Technologies Heat 3. The battle for second. Give it to Hudson O'Neal over Drake Troutman and Max Blair in an entertaining Earnhardt Technologies Heat Race number 3. 5th was Steve Stoltz, Rich Bell 6th, Corey Lawler 7th, and Jonathan Houston rounds out the field in 8th. So Max Blair finishes 4th, Drake Troutman 3rd, Hudson O'Neal 2nd, and the winner of Earnhardt Technologies Heat Race number 3 in that Double Down Motorsports Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, Red Oak Pub, Car Source Auto, Smoky Mountain Speedway, number 99. How about it for Dresden, Ohio's Devin Moran? So Moran will make his way into the UNOH Scale and Tech area. And James, we will go ahead and give the starting lineup for Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4. Once again, 8 laps in distance, top 4 to the A main.
Winner start 4th here tonight. It'll be Jonathan Davenport, 3-time series champion, 78 career wins. He's out of Blairsville, Georgia, and 49 out of the outside. Looking for the biggest win of his career tonight in an open late model of Ainsworth, Iowa, the 43 of Derek Stewart.
Row 2 on the inside, 4-time and reigning Lucas Oil MLRA champ out of Mount Vernon, Iowa. The 25 is Chad Simpson on his outside out of Frankfort, Illinois, in the 99, Frank Heckenast Jr.
The Paler Motorsports 93 out of Lincoln, North Carolina, Carson Ferguson coming off a win in the 4B Forever. Jackie Boggs Tribute last Sunday at Brush Creek. And Matt Furman, the veteran driver in 51. He's out of Iowa City, Iowa.
Your final starter also out of Iowa City, Iowa in the 17 is going to be Tim Simpson, as we'll have 7 cars running 8 laps in Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4. The driver starting the outside front row. Tonight's main event is with Ben Shelton.
Devin Moran gets his 9th heat race win of the year with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Devin, you got all 60 laps back at your home track last weekend, $20,000. Outside front row for $15,000 plus tonight. Are you happy with the car, or do you need some changes for this main event?
No, I felt pretty good right there. Felt pretty balanced, but Timmy always runs really, really well here, and he's really good at circling that bottom at this place. So we'll go back there and try to make the right adjustments. I don't have a whole lot of experience here. I've only raced here a couple times, so we'll just see what we can do, and hopefully we can have some fun.
He's got a smile on his face. He picked up his 4th Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win of the year last Saturday night at Muskegum County Speedway. 12 career wins for that driver, and he's got 9 wins overall on the year. Devin Moran, 3rd currently in the Big River Steel Chase for the championship presented by AARP.
If he'd only sold 1 more T-shirt Saturday night, Dad could have broke even on that race, right?
Yes.
That was an awesome cut.
Yeah.
Thanks to Donnie and Brenda Moran. I mean, that was and pictures. You've seen pictures all week long of that. That was fabulous.
Those,
Ben.
anybody can take a good side angle shot and look like a big crowd.
Right.
DJ sent me one from the infield, and there's no cheating that one. I mean, my goodness, there were a lot of folks there.
There wasn't 1,000. There wasn't 1,000 people like some say. But anyway. All right, Jonathan Davenport and Derek Stewart, row number 1, as the Brandon Ford pace truck will make its way to the infield. The top 4 advance here in the final heat of the night for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Jonathan Davenport and Derek Stewart at the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. We are underway at 34.
And the Nutrien Ag Solutions 49, and Jonathan Davenport will get the whole shot going into turns 1 and 2. Derek Stewart, who's done a lot more open motor racing this year, in tow. They're side by side for 3rd down the back straightaway there in the center of your screen. That's Chad Simpson on the inside, Frank Heckenast on the outside. And here comes Derek Stewart trying to get a run on JD.
Track's good.
It is. Track's
As you
really
would say,
good.
the track's good. Davenport out at 2. Stewart, here comes Heckenast working the top on Simpson. And he'll go around Chad Simpson, the current MLRA points leader, 4-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. Looking forward to Wheatland on Saturday night. Matt Furman trying to make the top work. But it's Jonathan Davenport right now in 49, looking for his 5th series win of the year as he stretches it out into turn 3.
Yeah, Jonathan Davenport, a 1-second advantage that last time by over Derek Stewart. And this time by, the driver of the Lance Landers Racing entry adds 4/10 to his lead. As you look back now on that battle again, James, for 3rd, 4th, and 5th, that's Frankie Heckenast in the black 99. The 25 is Chad Simpson. The white 93 is Carson Ferguson.
Ferguson, they're trying to go 3 wide. He tried to squeeze in there at turn 4. And they're 3 wide at 2 briefly. Out at 2. I tell you what, we've seen some really good racing here tonight at 34 already in the 4th and finally. And Chad Simpson goes to the top at 25.
Chad Simpson to the top. Carson Ferguson is going to keep the Paylor Motorsports Longhorn glued to the bottom, and that time by it in the stripe. Carson Ferguson had the 4th and final transfer spot. You're not missing anything up front. Jonathan Davenport with a 2.6-second lead over Derek Stewart. Stewart with a sizable advantage over this battle between, again, Frankie Heckenast, Carson Ferguson, and Chad Simpson. James, 2 to go.
It'll be, Ferguson on the bottom, down the back straightaway. It'll be Barron's Performance, 1 to go. It's all Davenport and Stewart. Now for 4th. Oh, man, Heckenast Carson Ferguson, Chad Simpson. Who's going to get the final 2 spots there? It's all Davenport and Stewart to the checkers.
You know, it's a good race when we got a double box it for the folks at home. Davenport drives off corner number 4. He'll win Simpson Race Products Heat 4. Second spot's going to go to Derek Stewart. Give third to Frankie Heckenast. Fourth will go to Chad Simpson. He steals that spot away from Carson Ferguson on the final lap. It's Matt Furman 6th and Tim Simpson 7th. So Chad Simpson finishes in that all-important transfer spot. Third, Frankie Heckenast in the 99. Second, a good run again for Derek Stewart, the Ainsworth, Iowa driver, and the winner of Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4. He's going to start 4th in tonight's main event. James, he is in that Lance Landers Racing, the Double L Motorsports, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Lucas Oil. Got the Cornet Power Plant underneath the hood of his Longhorn chassis. Here this evening, the 40-year-old out of Blairsville, Georgia, Superman Jonathan Davenport. And Ben, he has made his way to the UNOH Scale and Tech area.
That's right. The winner of Simpson Race Products Heat Race number 4, his series best 18th Simpson Race Products Heat Race win of the year. 7 wins overall in the year, 4 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and of course this year's Show Me 100 champion. And he also picked up a win in the Dirt Late Model Dream, as he's been doing well in the Crown Jewels so far. Well, JD, you made that one look really easy, but every time I feel like I ask you after a heat race if it was easy as it looked, you said, well, I'm not very comfortable in the car. So that's the question. Were you comfortable there?
Not exactly. My guys really went to work after hot laps there because we was really bad there, and we had to change racks and power steering pumps. So everybody's got power steering fluid all over them. But I really appreciate what they do for me. And car feels okay right there, but it just doesn't leave the corner exactly like I want to. So we'll work on it a little bit, and hopefully we make it better instead of worse.
All right, I'll take okay, guys. Usually I get not very good. I'll take okay. As Jonathan Davenport wins Simpson Race Products Heat 4, he will chase his 79th career series win from the 4th starting spot here tonight.
All right, thanks a lot, Ben. And just like that, Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series heat races are in the books. They'll have a B main coming up a little bit later on this evening, a UNOH B main. And next on the agenda, Jeff Brokeback on the mic. And we have got 2 heat races for the IMCA Modifieds.
2 heat races for the McClure